Hi guys, I'm Rony, and today we will learn how to backbend. First, we will learn what backbend is actually, and then we will understand what it means to not drop into your backbend and rely on your flexibility, but rather to open up and find the strength in your backbend. Let's get started. So today we're going to talk about backbends. Backbends are super powerful, and with great power comes great responsibility. That means that you need to be super careful because a lot of us have some flexibility in our lower back and we can really drop instead of opening up. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The backbends are an opportunity for us to open up the chest and to find this really beautiful arch that we're creating with our back. It allows us to open up, and it allows us sometimes to feel even a little bit more vulnerable. We'll talk about that in a moment. So in order to start with the backbends, we can't just go right into it. We want to make sure that we have warmed up the body in a way that is beneficial to find those backbends. So in order to find that, we're going to start all the way down on our hands and knees. Find your tabletop position, shoulders over wrists. Feel the press through both of the palms. On an inhale, drop the belly, send the sit bones up, open chest, open throat, gaze up. On an exhale, pull the navel in, round the spine, and drop your head heavy down. Inhale, belly drops, sit bones up, chest opens, throat opens, gaze up. Exhale, pull the navel in, round the spine, and drop your head heavy down. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's add some extra movement. Close your eyes so you can create a more intuitive movement in the body. But keep on finding those cow and cat moments. So on the inhale, belly will drop, and on the exhale, we'll round our back. Keep the eyes closed. Keep yourself moving in all directions. And gently come all the way back to sitting. Squeeze your inner thighs. Notice that we're not collapsing here. This is exactly what we are trying to avoid. Think about hugging the rib cage in, squeeze inner thighs. Swing the arms all the way up, take an inhale. And on an exhale, start to think forward rather than down. Squeeze inner thighs in. If possible, we're going to try to bring the forehead down to the mat before the arms. If it's too much, arms are on the mat, maybe forehead if possible, dropping on the mat too, or on a pillow if needed. Keep on elongating the spine, sending the sit bones back, sending the fingers forward. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Squeeze inner thighs. Bring yourself all the way back up. Take an inhale. And then send the left palm past the right knee. Gaze past the right shoulder. Maybe fingers on the mat. If it's too much, press into the sacrum. Inhale. Exhale, swing the arms all the way up. Other side, right palm past the left knee, squeeze inner thighs. Either press the palm into lower back sacrum area or fingers on the mat. Inhale. And exhale, come all the way back to center. All right, let's get started. So we're going to lay onto our belly here. Let's bring ourselves down onto the mat and let's bring our palms underneath our shoulders. Notice we're not collapsing with the shoulders out, but rather shoulders are moving all the way back. Notice the heels are not collapsing to both different sides, but the heels are moving towards one another as well. We're going to move into our baby cobra. So take an inhale in, and on an exhale, press through, squeeze your glutes together, lift yourself up halfway. In our baby cobra, we don't really want to use the mat with our palms, so I want to invite you to try and lift your palms off the mat and keep yourself lifted. And if that means that you were here before and now you're dropping all the way down, totally fine. Take your time, we're still warming up the body. So I'm pressing through the fronts of my feet and lifting, shining my heart all the way forward, squeezing the glutes, inhale. And on an exhale, now let's press the palms to the mat. I want you to think like you're trying to push the mat all the way forward. Keep your elbows looking back, and now we can open the heart. You can keep a bend in the elbows, or you can strain them up. I want you to notice that you're still rolling your shoulders back, so you're not collapsing here, and there's no too much tension in your lower back. So if you feel your lower back working really hard right now, maybe bend your elbows a little bit. Find more ease in the pose. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, relax yourself all the way down. Now let's send our forearms all the way in front. Now we have our shoulders and elbows at the same line. Once again, notice we're not collapsing here, but there's a lot of space between the shoulders and the ears. Bring your feet together to touch, just like a tail. We're moving into our Sphinx pose, and we're actually gonna offer ourselves the lion's breath. So press away with the forearms, spread your fingers wide. Notice here that you keep on pressing the pelvic bone to the mat, pressing through the fronts of the feet, moving the shoulders away from the ears. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. Exhale, stick your tongue out. 2 more times, inhale. One last time. Gently from here, gently lower yourself down, bring the palms to the mat, and come all the way back up to sitting. If you feel any tension in lower back, find a few circles, let that go. Make sure that we're not building more asanas, more poses on top of an already sensitive lower back. So if this feels like a lot, then that was enough for you today. And maybe come back later on, or maybe give yourself a little bit time, or maybe come back to dropping all the way down and then come back up and then come back into it. We don't want to feel that we're abusing and pushing too hard into the natural flexibility in the body. We actually want to make sure that we are always holding the body instead of pushing into the body. So we're going to move into our camel pose. That is a really deep back bend, and I love to also consider it as a heart opener. Because if we only think about a back bend, then you're only thinking about dropping back. Well, actually the back bend allows your heart to move all the way forward, which is a big part of it, because the back bends allow us to find a more vulnerable space in the body. And this is something I want to talk about before we move into our camel. After a camel, and in general, throughout this practice and throughout other flows you'll take with back bends, you might feel really emotional. Our spine holds a lot of emotions inside, a lot of our fears. And so back bends, as we're coming out of a certain back bend, it can feel really overwhelming and really emotional. Don't be scared of it. You're actually pushing all of these moments out of the body and cleaning them up. And if it's too much, just give yourself a moment. One hand to the heart, one to the stomach. Get connected again. Find it. Don't be scared. You're doing great. So let's bring ourselves up to our knees. And if this feels like a lot for you, then fold a blanket and stand on top of the blanket. I'm going to bring my hands to my lower back area, sacrum area. If possible, pinkies are touching one another. And I'm thinking about my elbows reaching towards one another so that already my chest is open, my heart is open. This might already feel like a lot. If you have a little bit more room to play here, start to think about sending your hips all the way forward. Send your bottom rib all the way up, gaze up, and maybe drop the head back. I want you to notice that you're not dropping back. I want to show you how it looks like when we're dropping back and what it looks like when we keep the heart opener. So we're rolling. This is me dropping back. As you can see, I can drop all the way down, but I'm not really doing the work. My chest is not open. My hips are not moving forward. I'm just relying on flexibility of lower back. And just like everything else in life, if we're just only going to rely on our strength all the time, eventually we won't have any more strength. So let's try to find the right balance. So instead, sending my hips forward, sending my heart up, starting to open up the chest, gaze up, and only then maybe look back. If you're fairly flexible here and you're comfortable, you can drop your hands down to the heels, or you can keep your hands on your lower back. I want to invite you to try and take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. And on the next exhale, we're gonna start to lift ourselves all the way up high. It might feel super overwhelming. You might feel even a slight dizziness in the body. Let's drop down to our heels and let's take a moment with a hand on the heart and a hand on the stomach. Come back to your center. And after a moment of connection, heart openers just feel amazing. So enable that connection, that care, that looking out for yourself, that after a really vulnerable and open moment in the body, you take another moment to facilitate that space for yourself. Deep inhale in. And let it go. Relax the hands all the way down. And let's come one more time to lay on our stomach. So we move through Cobra, we move through Baby Cobra, we move through Sphinx. We're gonna come into our upper facing dog. And if you already checked out our video about the vinyasa, you might have learned some more things about upper facing dog. Now we're going to focus about how it enables the back bend in the body. So I'm gonna bring my hands underneath my shoulders. I'm gonna press through, lift myself all the way up, just like I did in my full cobra. And if possible, to start with, tuck your toes in, lift your knees up. This is not downer facing dog. This is not upper facing dog yet. It's a preparation. Inhale. Exhale, drop your knees down. Press your palms to the mat. Roll the shoulders back, and this time around, press through the fronts of the feet. Lift your hips, lift your knees, look all the way up. Squeeze your glutes to open up furthermore into your back bend. Inhale. Exhale, drop the heels down, let go, and come all the way back to your child's pose for a moment. Relax your forehead to the mat. Sway from side to side. Let go of any tension. Inhale, look in front. Press through the palms, come onto your belly one more time. This time we're going to bend at the right knee, and we're going to try and grab the right foot with our right hand. If it's too much and you can't grab the foot, you can take an old shirt, or if you have a yoga strap, and grab the strap or the shirt and hold it as it's bringing the foot closer to the body. On an inhale, kick the foot into the palm or into the shirt. Start to open up a little bit. Keep the left elbow bent. Inhale, and exhale, relax down. Send the left arm all the way in front, palm is facing down, and we're gonna start to rotate on to the side. Try to bring both legs one on top of the other. You can press the palm to the mat or have the palm looking towards the side, whatever is available for you. And just start to open up to the side. This can feel really nice. You can also kick the foot a little bit into the palm, whatever feels right. Inhale. And exhale, gently relax yourself back. Bring the palm underneath the shoulder and relax the foot. Relax the right palm down. Bend the left knee, grab the left foot with the left palm. Start to think about kicking the foot into the palm. Lift up, open up the heart. Elbow is off the mat, but still bent. Inhale. Exhale, gently relax down. Send the right arm all the way in front and start to roll onto the side, relaxing the right ear onto the arm, looking towards the left side. Maybe kicking a little bit into the palm, really gently. Inhale. Exhale. Roll yourself back to center. Kick the foot into the palm. Bring the palm underneath the shoulder. Inhale. And relax it down. Bring both palms down. Press away with the palms and bring yourself all the way back to your child's pose, Balasana. Inhale. And exhale, gently roll yourself all the way up, head and chin last. One more. Let's cross the heels and move the feet towards the front. Let's move onto our back after we've been on our belly for a while. So I'm gonna relax my back all the way down to the mat. So we have our knees bent, knees are looking up towards the ceiling, feet are pressed into the mat, and gently we're gonna relax down onto our back. I'm gonna bring my feet closer to the body, bringing the heels as close as possible to the glutes. Press the palms away from the mat. Take an inhale. And on an exhale, press the palms and the feet to the mat. Lift your hips all the way high. Now there's a chance, there's a very gentle lift here, and there's a chance you can press through the feet and lift yourself all the way up. Take your time here. Major work for the quads as well. Inhale. Exhale, press, and let's stay here. If you've lifted all the way up and you have room here, you can interlace the fingers underneath the body. If not, keep the palms on both different sides. Try to not support your lower back here, because there's a chance we're doing it in a way that's not beneficial to the body. So I highly recommend, if possible, keeping the palms down. And if that means that we're closer to the mat, totally fine. We are learning how to move with our own body instead of trying to present ideas that don't relate to the way our body wants to operate today. So let's stay here in our half bridge, in our Setu Bandha, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. And on the next exhale, gently press through the palms to take it as slow as possible and drop down to the mat. from here, roll onto your right side body. Take a moment here, relax. Relax here for a moment. This moment should feel really gentle and rewarding. And then press your left palm to the mat and let's come all the way back to sitting. So after all of these back bends, let's find a forward fold, because yoga and basically our body is all about balance. It's all about making sure that everything works together, not emphasizing only one part and neglecting the other. So after we found a lot of back bends, let's drop into our forward fold. So we're straightening the legs in front of us, scooch the fleshy parts away from the sit bones. Send your arms all the way up, and then start to forward fold yourself forward. It's not about dropping down, it's about sending the heart forward. You can bring your palms down onto the mat. You can grab your feet with your hands, or maybe even interlace the fingers with one another. I want you to notice here that you're not collapsing down and you're not thinking forehead closer to the shins, but rather you think straight back, even if that means that you're further away from your body and your mat. It's not about dropping down, it's about finding a straight spine. Send the sit bones back, pull the navel in, heart forward, palms on the mat, elbows on the mat, palms grabbing the feet, whatever is available. Inhale, now drop the head, exhale. Inhale, keep the spine straight. Exhale, 2. Inhale, pull the navel in. Exhale, 3. Inhale, sit bones back, heels forward. Exhale, 4. Inhale. And exhale, 5. Inhale in. And exhale gently. Come all the way back up. Back bends are a lot. There's a chance that right now, everything feels quite the same. And when you're gonna get up off the mat, you're gonna be like, whoa, this was a lot. Compassion. Take care of yourself. Listen to yourself. Notice what you need. And I really invite you to notice that the back bends, like anything else in life, we don't want to push too hard and too deep into places that we're already flexible. Because just because we're flexible doesn't mean we can't break and we can create. Doesn't mean that we can't break and we can't harm ourselves. So come to these moments with compassion, with care, with love. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Take care. Namaste.